What's going on, guys? So I just watched this fucking awful movie. It was really, really bad. It was called Alive or Dead, but it also has another title. It's also known as Inhospitable. It's this kind of horror movie. I think it was made in 2007. It's about this... Well, it's about like a family of cannibals or something, but the movie's so convoluted and stupid and like poorly acted and poorly directed. And the whole film, like, you can't really see it in this shot, but most of the film, like, I don't know if they put a special lens or some sort of colored filter on the lens or something, but the whole movie has this like purpley hue to it. It's kind of purple, magenta kind of colored, lilac, I don't know. It's purpley. But yeah, Alive or Dead, really bad movie. Where to begin? Well, movie starts off, we have the Anne Henson, who's playing the lead actress in this movie. She's driving down this, lone backwoods road. Fuck knows why. Like, she's just out in the middle of nowhere, driving throughout the night, having phone sex on the phone with her boyfriend, and she's like using the cell phone charger as like a kind of like a clitoral stimulator kind of thing, and try to have phone sex while driving her car. And she's like a pretty hot actress. She's got big tits and all that, but Anne Henson, ugh. Anyway, so she's trying to get off while driving, and she passes by this bus. She slows down, and there's written in blood on this black school bus, written in blood, "Help me." And so she stops and checks it out. Her two front tires go flat. She's like, oh, two flat tires. Oh, and her phone won't charge because the battery's low, because she was masturbating with it and she's trying to get it to recharge and it wasn't working. And it was just like, what the fuck? But yeah, she goes inside this bus and there's this girl, the blonde girl played by Angelica Magasma. I probably said that wrong, but anyway, she's got some really bad mask and she's chained up in there, and there's all these like cut up body parts in the bus, and she's freaking out and just wearing this cheesy mask, and it's horribly shot, horribly lit, horribly acted. Anyway, so she hides because there's a guy coming, some maniac guy comes, who doesn't notice her Jeep outside with the two flat tires. That, their whole reason they got flat tires is because someone laid out some tacks on the road. He doesn't notice this, big white Jeep. Takes off on the bus. They're both hiding. The two girls have a little conversation while the guy's driving the bus, and it's just like, oh, and he stops and gets ice. And there's also a fat guy laying there on the ground too, who's wearing these coveralls that say Frank. He's got all these sores on his face. He's not dead. So the bus stops. It's daytime now. They stop at this castle, a castle in the middle of the desert, and the bus driver drags out Frank's fat body while the girls are still hiding. And Frank comes back to life and chokes him out with a stool. So the girls decide Frank's their friend. He's like this kind of fat, slow in the head, kind of like maybe he's an autistic guy, but he obviously has no mental activity. And he kills the guy and he's suddenly calm. This guy is cool as a cucumber now. They free the girl, they have a little chit-chat, they go inside the castle, knock on the door, see what's going on, maybe see if there's a phone, start snooping around all the rooms. Frank's snooping around all the rooms too, like a zombie. And at some point he snaps, and like they notice that, oh, this guy might be a killer too, and like, oh, he's a killer all of a sudden. Now Frank's the bad guy. Frank's the guy who's chained up right here. There's Frank. And they chase them around, and she like gets stabbed in the leg. Like, she got stabbed in the leg, now she stabs the arm, and like all this bullshit goes on, and there's all this chasing around this castle, and it's just really stupid. Anyway, I'll just spoil the movie now. I want to stop talking about it. I don't know. This guy apparently lives in the castle, and the guy driving the bus was his caretaker, and Frank ate his daughter a while ago. The blonde girl, the girl who was captured on the bus, turns out her dad's a doctor, and he was the doctor that delivered Frank as a baby and put him in this cabin in the woods. And there's all these letters in his cabin, because later on, just a little up the road from the castle in the desert, is Frank's cabin. He's got all these letters that the girl's father, the doctor, wrote him, and he could read because they're all open and stuff, and it's just like, what the fuck? Frank has a pregnant woman chained up in his cabin too that he rapes on a daily basis and gets impregnated with these little cannibal kids. And they all have these sores on their face. Anyway, so Yeah, at some point this girl dies. They escape, and the castle guy gets eaten. Never explained what the fuck the castle guy is. Only that his daughter got eaten. He walks around in this cloak all day with a dress shirt underneath, but he has a cloak like he's a member of the band's son. Yeah, it's totally pointless. But anyway, they get away. They drive away in the bus eventually. They drive for hours, right? They're driving, and they eventually find her car, and there's Frank waiting for them. Like, he just got shot up, beat with a pipe and all that. I mean, he's just right there by the car. Like, they've been driving a bus, you know? Anyway, so yeah, the main girl gets killed, the son gets killed here, and the only surviving member is like the little blonde girl who's the son of the doctor, and she frees the raped woman who takes the gun and shoots herself in the gut so the baby inside her dies, so there's no more cannibal babies, and she just walks off into the woods, and the movie ends, and you're just like, what a fucking dumb movie. Like, there's no real good acting, no real good gore, like, it's pretty, like, this is probably as gory as it gets. It's fairly stupid. I don't know, but yeah, really, really, really bad movie. I give it no stars. Oh, it was directed by a guy named Stephen Ghosh, and the only other movie I could see that he directed was Bleeding Iowa, and I couldn't find any other movies that anyone was in. The Frank character looked kind of familiar to me, but I guess I couldn't find any other movies that he was in, so but yeah. Ugh, terrible film.